From Central Indiana's #1 news source, this is Fox 59 Tonight.
Good evening. Thanks for joining us here on Fox 59 Tonight. I'm Cameron Riddle. We appreciate you downloading our new smart TV app, Fox 59 Now. You can find it on your Roku, Amazon TV, Fire, so that's your Fire TV, Apple, and now Samsung smart TVs. And if you're watching us online, make sure you hit the subscribe button so you never miss the conversations we have every night at 8 o'clock here on Fox 59 Tonight. We've got some opportunities for you, a chance to get some money in your pocket, some scholarships, meet people, and learn about HBCUs. Those are historically black colleges that are around the country and each have their own unique story. Now, the trick to convincing anybody to go to a college is to go see it, just go check it out. But that's not always possible, not always feasible, and maybe you can't see all of them. But what if we put them all in one place for an HBCU college fair? Well, you're in luck because that's exactly what is happening in Indianapolis this week on the October 3rd and October 2nd. So that's Thursday and Friday of this week. There are opportunities for you to learn all about the HBCUs from around the country because they're coming to the city to meet you and meet your prospective college student. To tell us more about what they have up their sleeves and the opportunities in our studio tonight is Jesse Quinn. He is the president of the Indiana Black Alumni Council, and they are hosting the event that you'll find this week at Martin University. Hello, sir.
How are you doing today?
I'm good. I'm good. Thank you for coming and sharing about sharing these resources that people will now get a chance to take advantage of this week. What is an HBCU college fair?
Thank you for having me once again. My name is Jerre Quinn. I'm president of the Indiana Black Alumni Council. And historic black college universities are established prior to the Voters Act of 1964. So that started by HBCUs being established. But however, we have close to over 50 HBCUs is coming to the town. We bring in our recruiters to actually spend time with parents and students to make sure they understand that this is an opportunity for them to extend their actually academia tenure to say, and to make sure they can get a good college education.
The HBCU fair starts on Thursday. That's from 6 to 9 at Martin University, 2186 North Sherman Drive. It's open to all students, so you don't just have to be black
Right.
to do this.
That's
Explain that to people who think that black universities or HBCUs are only for black students.
Absolutely. So HBCUs are for any student. The HBCU was established because the simple fact that they can attend to a predominantly white institution. So that was segregation prior to that. However, that we don't segregate anyone to attend our institutions.
I think I heard you say, and I didn't know for the first time, but there are 3 HBCUs that are actually predominantly white.
Yeah, that is correct. So we do have some HBCUs that were established that most of the majority of students in that state actually attend that institution. So it's an opportunity for any student that want to come to get a great education, an opportunity to excel and to achieve their greatness.
HBCUs, like we said, are across the country. We just missed the deadline here in Indiana for Martin University, but it's close. It's in the family.
Absolutely. Matter of fact, Martin University is in our family. So the Indiana Black Alumni Council was established in 1978. We are Alliance of HBCU alumni chapters here in the city of Indianapolis. To include that, we have members that actually come part of it, and Martin University is one of our members of our alumni council.
You have admissions folks, counselors. What kind of schools? How long is that list? Who's coming?
So we have over 50 HBCUs come across the country. Just to name a few, Tennessee State is coming, Central State University is coming, Wilberforce University is coming, Kentucky State is coming, Howard University is coming, Spelman College is coming, Howard University, Morehouse is coming. So it's a lot of institutions that include. I'll even add Jackson State University is coming as well. My daughter graduated from Jackson State University.
Okay. This event costs money to get in?
No, actually, it's free. So
It was a
there's
trick
no
question.
charge. That's a trick question, but a great question. It's free. We don't charge any student. And matter of fact, our program, what we have listed here, I will put it against any HBCU college fair throughout the United States, where we bring our recruiters in, where we pay for their lodging, we actually give them their per diem, we feed them, we provide them transportation to and from our events, and so they will tell you across the country that in our Black Alumni Council is second to none on how we treat HBCU recruiters. A lot of students, like you said before, are not have the opportunity to travel.
Mhm.
So we bring over 50 HBCUs to this institution. Also, we bring workshops,
Mhm.
financial literacy through PNC Bank. We have Invest there to talk to you about your FAFSA and how you can gain grants and things of that nature. And also, we have a workshop that has for free money for college to give you opportunity to go that way as well. So it's not just one factor you're talking to a recruiter. But one thing talking about these recruiters, the institution, they're providing their programs that are offered that's best fit for you
Mhm.
as a student. So you can start thinking about how you want to live your life, how you want to be a career, and what excites you. What makes you get up during the day that makes you to be a good, not just an advocate for HBCU, but just be a good citizen as well.
The two events happening this week. One is the HBCU College Fair. That's on Thursday. And then Friday is the Scholarship Opportunity Network. That is for seniors only, right?
That is correct. So the Scholarship Opportunity Network is on Friday morning. The Guidance Council of all the high schools across the area, they actually provide those students that have a 3.0 grade point average and above. And those institutions that are allowed to have the authority to offer scholarships on site, which majority of them do, will offer scholarships on site based on the students that apply to their schools and get accepted on site as well.
Um, Financial aid and workshops, learning about financial aid. There's a lot going on with changes. Thanks to the big beautiful bill, as they called it, it's cutting everybody.
Right.
And FAFSA is not spared in that. So that makes these scholarships even more important and more valuable. Where do scholarships, financial aid, what role will we see that being played this week at the fair?
Well, one thing about it is making sure you're getting you prepared. Information is the key. So those students, those parents have opportunity to see what route they can take that best fit them financially as for attending a school. Now, if you can go to school scholarship free, I mean scholarship that not paying anything in reference
Hmm.
to that, that's wonderful. But
Hmm.
most students are not. So we do have some students that's kind of like a below a 3.0 grade point average.
Hmm.
You still can get accepted at HBCU, but then also too the financial responsibility comes a little bit more heavier.
Hmm.
With that being said, is that's why we bring those workshops in to say give you some network capabilities and also the information to communicate to you to say these are the lanes you can take to actually get money to attend school.
Um, when we talk about HBCUs, I think there's a lot of misconceptions about what an HBCU is. What do you say it is?
Well, I will say to you from my personal experiences that it was an opportunity for me to actually open my eyes and open my mind up to grow and to learn.
Mm-hmm.
HBCU is not to say that you are at college. It's more to that. It instills encouragement. It instills leadership. It instills also that you can achieve anything, and there's nothing can stop you. So HBCU is actually not as more than just a institution, but it's an opportunity for you to actually achieve in your life.
When, which one did you go to?
I attended Wilberforce University right there in Wilberforce, Ohio. We're the oldest private HBCU in the United States of America, owned and operated by African Americans.
And that one really just down the street, just down I-70 from
Right
us.
down I-70 East.
What's um what's special about an HBCU? Um, I mean, there one you can already tell just from the community. There's a pride in going to an HBCU. Why is that pride so strong?
Well, for example, is that the achievement that HBCU alumni has obtained over the years,
Mm-hmm.
and I want to make sure I don't mix this up, but just reading off: 40% of Black engineers come from HBCUs, 50% of Black teachers come HBCUs, 7% of Black doctors and dentists come from HBCUs, and 80% of the Black judges are all come from HBCUs. HBCUs don't make up but 3%
Mm-hmm.
of colleges in the United States.
Mm-hmm.
And yet we achieve all this with
Mm-hmm.
that small number of people, but it's that's how we instill goals and
Mhm.
establish a leadership that's second to none.
Mhm.
That's the experience that you always get at HBCU, and I think you can't get that anywhere else. That's what makes it special.
Um, I went to Ball State, a PWI, predominantly white institution. I never got to tour an HBCU.
Mhm.
I so nothing against an HBCU, but I didn't go because I didn't get to see it.
Right.
And so I wonder what would have been different um, had I had the opportunity to tour one, or had I known about an HBCU college fair. How long have you guys been doing this?
So we started in that Black Alumni Council back in 1978. So this is our 46th year that we have an HBCU college fair right here in the city of Indianapolis. So we've been around
Hmm.
now, but then also too, a few years ago, there was a message, the reference going out about dispelling the myth. So a lot of people didn't know about HBCUs. They didn't
Hmm.
understand where it came from. They was like, I didn't even know those colleges even existed and why.
Hmm.
So we here also not just the fact that to let you know about HBCUs, but also to educate you about this is an opportunity that you can take, be a part of. These schools, the schools in your state, regardless where you go to, where I'm originally from Michigan,
Hmm.
but the school that you go to, whatever, is that this is an opportunity for you.
Hmm.
Don't take it as that that's the only thing, the only place you can go.
Hmm. What was it about Wilberforce for you that said that's where I'm going to go?
Well, two things. One, my mother told me that I couldn't go far as outside of the state of Michigan when I was living there. That was
Okay.
one. And but the second thing was part was that I never asked for achievement. I had a pretty good grade point average when I was in high school, but that was the institute that offered said, "Hey, we're going to give you a scholarship to attend here."
Hmm.
That enlightens and shines into a young man and young woman's heart and soul to say, "Hey, we're here to support you."
Hmm.
Other schools that I applied for, they didn't come to me that way. It'll take one like you just was another number.
Hmm.
But here at a HBCU is that here you're more than just a family member.
Hmm.
We're gonna make sure that we open doors for you, as from an educational standpoint, to give you an opportunity to advance and get a career, not just
Hmm.
get a job, but get a career,
Hmm.
and whatever that might be. Because you can open different doors you do as from attending from HBCU, not to be one sided and be one directed from the degree that you actually plan on attending and obtaining.
What part of Michigan are you from?
I'm originally from Saginaw, Michigan.
Okay, I lived in Saginaw for 2 years.
Okay.
Worked at Channel Five there before we
I
coming moving around the country.
know all about that.
Yeah, good old Saginaw. Um, HBCUs, um, tend to kind of be in the South. I'm thinking about. I asked you that because I'm, thinking about people who say, "Well, I don't want them to go too far. I want you to go somewhere close." If we don't have a map to pull up, I guess I could pull up a map. But where are the HBCUs?
So, for instance, and that's a very great question. So, uh, close around here in the state of Indiana, so you have Kentucky State,
Mm-hmm.
you have Simmons Colleges that's in right outside of Louisville as well, in the state of Kentucky. In Ohio, you have Wilberforce University and Central State University. And so then if you go further northeast into the Delaware and then also southeast and up to Virginia, you'll see there's a lot of schools that's there. Now, past the Mason Dixon line, you will see there's a lot of HBCUs that's down there because actually, from the start of majority of HBCU were founded by the African Methodist Episcopal Church,
Okay.
and so they went through the South to start those schools up. However, um, it never branched out actually far west, but morely because of the most of your, let's say, African Americans throughout the United States was actually residing in the South.
Here's I found a map. This is just from Google, everybody. This
Okay.
isn't something that I got to check out. But as you were talking, we're up here, and you can see where there's a gap in Indiana and Illinois. But some of the ones you just mentioned, Wilberforce, where you went, and then Central State
Mhm.
in Ohio. But continue.
So if you look at a lot of the schools, especially in Texas, in Georgia, Alabama, they have a lot predominantly HBCUs in that area. Um, what's good about what's happened is that when you start getting to these land grant schools,
Hmm.
the actual establish, especially those public schools versus a private institution. So let's keep in mind is that some people don't know about this, whatever. Like most of our major sponsor are the United Negro College Fund, which supports the original 37 privately HBCUs, and
Hmm.
then you have your Thurgood Marshall Foundation that supports your public HBCUs. So when you look at these HBCUs, is that how they got established is basically saying that, hey, I need to train, I need to educate my young black men and women. And because of segregation, they were established in those areas for the simple fact is that they weren't allowed to go to a predominantly white institution.
Mm-hmm.
So if you look in those areas where they come from, is that you have starting like from a high school or a their younger ages to go to a college. Those colleges got established in an area where there was kind of like a renaissance of African Americans actually achieving and obtaining. Say, hey, we can do better,
Mm-hmm.
and that's how those HBCUs got established.
It's just interesting to look at the map to see where everything is. One, I just realized there's two Lincoln universities.
Yes, there's one
Um,
in Missouri and one in Pennsylvania.
any relation?
Not really.
Okay. And that's what I'm seeing on the map. Yep, Pennsylvania and then in Missouri, and then of course there's a lot in Mississippi,
Yes,
Alabama, um, and quite a few along the East Coast in North Carolina, South Carolina.
right.
Of course, you got even some of the big boys like Florida A&M,
Mhm.
some well known, and then some others that maybe you haven't heard of that are smaller, but each of them unique.
So out of uniqueness, they come. Most institutions that they started with how their programs are established.
Mm-hmm.
And over years, things have changed, especially with STEM,
Mm-hmm.
especially with when you start thinking about um, your basic accounting, finance, business administration, things of that nature. The program had changed, but each one of them started with a mission.
Mm-hmm.
To how they would move. Most of those schools back in the early days were really teacher colleges
Okay.
where they was established that way. But then over the years, just like anything in the world, pretty much that you do, you have to adapt and overcome.
Mm-hmm.
And from that, you have to change. You have to change with the times. And so each institution is starting to do that. Like right now, at one time, we had some aviation programs throughout HBCUs many, many years ago, and
Mm-hmm.
then now has went away, but now it's back.
Mm-hmm.
We started back up. Tuskegee has got their aviation program back. Um, 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 some schools in Virginia have got their aviation program. Wilberforce is getting a new aviation program back. So there's a lot of things going on that the change is for the good because they're not looking at saying, hey, that yes, we have a historical background, we have traditions, but ever we need to make sure that we stay in with the times.
Mm-hmm. I'm trying to see as I'm looking at what I have this map up. I don't know if it'll show us what the different colors mean. Let me see. Nope, it doesn't show me what the different colors on this map particularly mean for each school. Other than I think now that I'm looking at it, it's the school colors is the circle.
Okay.
Um, so um, what I mean, how do you what is the best way to find? I mean, do you start with the map? I've maybe look and see, okay, where do I want to be, and then see what schools are there. Like, is there a HBCU 101 book or website where you start figuring this out?
Well, not necessarily. So also too, with our website, we try to make it so where that you see a lot of articles, just like the gentleman that was on the radio this morning speaking about that. He wrote an article on how HBCUs and how they establish things of that nature. So there's a lot of articles, a lot of things going about how they rank HBCUs and what they offer.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's how any student that goes through. So you can still go through any platform looking at college and things of that nature. It's nothing like that separates
Mm-hmm.
a HBCUs from a predominantly white institution
Mm-hmm.
only the fact that we're HBCUs.
Mm-hmm.
But looking at college and you start looking at HBCU, you can look and say, hey, right now, Google is today's young man and young woman's best friend
Mm-hmm.
for researching, especially with these AI capabilities.
Mm-hmm.
And so to say, what's the top five HBCU? Do I want to look at something in mechanical engineering? Do I want to look at something in biomedical field? Do I want to look at something for nursing? Or I want to look at something as for becoming a lawyer or becoming a doctor, whatever field, or becoming an engineer or becoming a data scientist?
Mm-hmm.
And so you can list those things and just like any other research you do, say, what's the best institution that fits me? It's no different if you like. Of course, a lot of the kids we support live here in the city of Indianapolis,
Mm-hmm.
and they look at all the schools that's here in the state of Indiana,
Mm-hmm.
and they pretty much look at them and say, "Hey, what's the best school that fits me?"
Mm-hmm.
HBCU can provide you the same opportunity.
So I was, as you were saying that, I was thinking about, okay, how do people make those decisions? And oftentimes, the school that is in state gets the benefit because you get a lower cost. If you're, if you live in Indiana and you go to IU or Purdue or Ball State or Indiana State University, I'm sure I'm forgetting somebody, but the list goes on.
Mhm.
You get a lower tuition. That alone for some people is like, oh, I'm gonna go there. It's gonna save me money. But I guess that's also why you are. That's also why one, you guys are connecting people with scholarships.
Yes, and also a two-part. I'm glad you brought that up about the cost. So the average cost per HBCU on average is around about 25,000 per year,
Mm-hmm.
and that's pretty low in
Mm-hmm.
mid. And so, and then also too is that most of your private HBCU don't do out-of-state tuition fees.
So it's not going to cost you more.
So it's not gonna cost you more.
Mm-hmm.
But in most cases where they're doing the state, of course, they do have out of state fees, but nevertheless, but they do have some institution where they allow them to do the in-state costs because they kind of say because they want them to attend their
Mm-hmm.
university. So our cost is not as high as you think is for any other state funded school or state school throughout the country or private other institution
Okay.
outside of HBCUs. So I always bring that to the attention as for what scholarships can be offered at an institution,
Mm-hmm.
and I just do the basic math. If
Mm-hmm.
you had a $25,000 a year and you get a $15,000 scholarship, you got only the left remaining to pay is 10,000.
Mm-hmm.
So now you put your FAFSA application in. So now you just get like maybe 2,500 to $3,000 from that. You start doing the math down. Now you're down to $7,000.
Mm-hmm.
So when you start doing the math in reference to that, when you start talking to these parents, you make it easy for them to make a decision.
Mm-hmm.
But if you don't provide the information, then the myth is alive. So you have to dispel the myth.
At I know you'll be doing a lot of dispelling of the myths at the HBCU fair on Thursday, which again is from 6 to 9 o'clock at Martin University. Who all, as far as recruiters, um, I mean, there. I believe you said there's 204 HBCUs.
No, actually, there's 107.
107.
104 are accredited.
104 was the number. Okay. And you're gonna have more than 50 there.
We're gonna have more than 50 there.
So who all? I mean, because you're out there is also opportunities for people to get scholarships, as I understand, on the spot. How does all that work? Who's all gonna be there?
So, I mentioned before the number of institutions that we talked about is actually will be attending there.
Mm-hmm.
Out of those 50 HBCU that's there, is that how they apply is like normal situations where,
Mm-hmm.
but they can apply with the application on site. Most students to come very prepared to our HBCU college fair because the guidance counselors are fully aware of it. Those students come with their transcripts. They come with some students obviously come with resumes so they can apply for the school and also letter recommendations. They provide that to that recruiter.
Mm-hmm.
The recruiter takes the information in, and majority of the recruiters that come have the authority to give a scholarship and admit them on site.
Yeah.
So once they look at that and they meet the requirements for their scholarships,
Mm-hmm.
then they will actually act as such.
Mm-hmm. What do people need to bring? Do I need to bring my current high school transcripts, my GPA to show you anything?
I would suggest that you do when you come to the college fair, and if you want to be prepared to have once you fill out your application, if you have copies of your transcript, bring them with you. Some schools allow you to do to certain networks or actual platforms where you could do it online with them, whatever they would. But then it'll be requests from the school from the HBCU to the high school to obtain that information.
Mm-hmm.
But if you have it with you, it's easier for you to do that.
I you know, what what age group? I know this is open to everybody, but when would you start advising people uh, to start looking into colleges? What age group should be there on Thursday?
We want the recruiter to see from basically 10th through 12th,
Mm-hmm.
majority of the 12th, because those are the ones that are getting ready to apply into the next year.
Mm-hmm.
But I will tell you that I've had opportunity where we're going to open some programs up that we're talking to some eighth graders now as well.
Mm-hmm.
That's the time to start.
Yeah.
And start looking at HBCUs, start looking at college in general,
Mm-hmm.
because sometimes it may not be the fit for you.
Right.
So but nevertheless, but we have to allow you to have the information.
Correct.
And if you don't have it, then you'll be just walking into something else that you said, I didn't know I could have did that. That's an opportunity I could have took.
Mm-hmm.
But we will have is that we want 12th graders for sure.
Mm-hmm.
11th graders, yes. 10th grade, but nevertheless, we will take all of them. We want to turn. We're not turning anyone away
Okay.
because the information you get will help you start planning for the future.
I'm a big believer in uh being able to see something lets you know that you can do it. So even at eighth grade, like I decided that I wanted to be in broadcasting because in the sixth grade I was able to go to a TV station and different things like that. So I think it's important that they start early because oftentimes um if you even if your first experience, I wouldn't say it's never too late, but you could now be behind the eight ball, even if
Yes.
you're showing up at you're in 11th grade, 12th grade, and now you're considering, maybe there were things you could have done in high school to help prepare you
Right.
better for that particular school that you want to now go to.
Right. So, and I would tell you is that we want to turn anyone away.
Right.
So, but I say if you're a family member, you're listening to this call, watching it right now, and you have an eighth grader and you start talking about open the door, ask for some attending a college, bring your student,
Yeah. Bring
come
'em.
with them, because the more information you know, the more you can prepare too, as a family.
While you were talking, I was just kind of curious as um what which all HBCUs have a broadcast journalism program. Like, where would I have gone? Like, I went to Ball State. The
Mhm.
one I always known about would have been Howard.
Right.
And that, of course, ranks at the top of the list because I Googled it. I was like, what are the top HBCU schools? So, just so everybody knows, Howard University, because it has the Kathy Hughes School of Communication where we were
Hmm.
on Kathy Hughes's radio station.
Hmm.
Florida A&M, because I know about their FAMU Channel 20. North Carolina A&T, Morgan State, Hampton University, and Tuskegee. I didn't know that Tuskegee had a journalism program. So there.
Right. So, matter of fact, that's one comment I made earlier is that right now Google is your best friend,
Mm-hmm.
and they could tell you the list of HBCUs. So all the ones you just named, except maybe Morgan, is coming to the college fair.
Okay. Okay.
And so that's always being prepared to say, hey, that each student that comes, I will advise you to look at maybe three programs that excites you
Mm-hmm.
right now,
Mm-hmm.
because it could change.
Right.
But at least at a minimum, these three programs. I was looking at HBCU that offer those programs
Right.
and those degrees, and
Start with
then
what you're interested
what
in.
you're interested in. And so it won't be you won't be wasting your time that's going from table to table to
Mm-hmm.
table. And also too, we're out of that game by saying, "Well, I just want to grab your information and read it later." No, go to school. Go to the schools that you're thinking about.
Right.
Because you only got but a 3 hour block.
Right. Right.
So hit those schools that you
Mm-hmm.
know that's actually going to be in your best interest.
Do a little homework
Do a little
first.
homework first when you come there, so it'll be easy for you to know. Say, this is what I'm looking for. This is what I'm taking. Now, also too, it could be some diamonds. We said diamonds in the rough
Mm-hmm.
that can still get you to the next level that may not want to school you off for. Because I
Mm-hmm.
have a lot of students, for example, that um under the Navy or for nautical engineering, or the case may be, out of Xavier University out of Louisiana, they're one of the best top schools in the country.
Okay.
And so you gotta look at it. So it's schools you don't may not think that maybe in your best interest,
Mm-hmm.
but if you still do your homework, that'll be the best thing for you to do.
You can find out more information about the Indianapolis Black Alumni Council by going to the website. Here it is on the screen, ibacindy.com. You can even click at the top, the HBCU College Fair. There's some more information there, pictures, ways that you can register. Uh, you do want people to register before they go.
Absolutely. So, but if they don't register, we have a registration table when they get there.
Okay, we'll still take you. Here's what the registration page looks like. Just answer out some questions just so they know who's coming, get a little head count,
Hmm.
and be best able to help you. And that again is coming up on October 3rd, 2nd, and 3rd. Let's see if I have this off the top of my head. On Thursday the 2nd from 6 to 9, Martin University. And then on Friday, that is the Scholarship Opportunity Fair for seniors from 9 to 12, also at Martin University.
Yes, and if I could just do one
Yes.
last plug with you, also too is that what we've done to establish the internship programs here in the city of Indianapolis for students that leave and go to the HBCU and come back, is that we have partnered with corporations within the city, and so we have a corporate symposium the morning of
Okay.
the college fair on Thursday morning. So we have Allison Transmission, Drone Force, which talks about aviation, and also Rolls Royce. So they're providing internships information to talk to our recruiters so they can take the information back to their institution to establish internship programs with these corporations. So it's not just a one-sided thing. So we're giving and taking.
All right.
So we're not just setting the record, say you just come to talk to a college and that's it. No, we do more than just that.
We're also going to connect you with people who've already gone through school or getting ready to come out. We may have a connection, may have a job for you.
Absolutely.
All right. Mr. Quinn, thank you so much for coming on. Greatly appreciate your time and for you explaining what you guys are doing and the resources that are out there. Because if you don't know that they're there, how do you get them?
Absolutely. Thank you.
All right. Thank you. More of Fox 59 tonight is coming up. We'll be right back.